was a road beyond the edge of town, where the wild grass danced and the sun went down.
I used to walk there when my heart felt lost, counting dreams and wondering what they cost.
The evening air would whisper through the trees, carrying forgotten melodies.
And every sunset painted gold and blue, long before I ever looked at you.
Then one summer night beneath the stars above,
I found the face I'd spend my life dreaming of.
you stood there smiling like the world was new, and suddenly every wish had come true.
Where the sky meets the sea, that's where your heart first found me. Where the waves kiss the shore, I stopped searching for more.
Every road led to you,
Every dream led there too,
and my soul finally knew love was waiting in you. The days unfolded slowly like a song, one beautiful note after another came along.
morning coffee and the scent of rain, the little things that made us smile again.
The world kept spinning faster every year, yet somehow peace was always waiting here.
Inside the simple comfort of your eyes, I found 1,000 endless summer skies.
We danced beneath old streetlights after dark,
Leaving tiny footprints through the park.
the city slept while we stayed wide awake, holding hands beside the quiet lake.
There were promises written in the stars, invisible but stronger than they are.
And every time you softly spoke my name, the universe itself seemed to change.
Where the sky meets the sea, that's where your heart first found me.
Where the waves
Kiss the shore, I stopped searching for more.
every road led to you, every dream
Led there too,
and my soul finally knew love was waiting in you. There were winters when the cold winds blew, life became a little hard to move through.
But even then your laughter filled the room, like flowers somehow blooming in the snow of June.
There were nights we sat in silence side by side, with nothing left to prove and nothing left to hide.
The greatest love was never loud or grand. Sometimes it was simply your hand in my hand.
Years moved on like rivers to the sea,
yet they only brought you closer still to me.
The mirror changed the faces that we knew,
but never touched the love between us two.
Every photograph upon the shelf
tells a story greater than itself,
of two hearts learning day by day how to love and never walk away.
Where the sky meets the sea, that's where your heart first found me. Where the waves kiss the shore, I stopped searching for more.
Every road led to you, every dream led there too, and my soul finally knew love was waiting in you. If tomorrow all the stars should disappear and darkness covered every atmosphere, I would still find my way through endless blue, because my I found you where the quiet roses grow, beneath a sky the evening painted slow. The world was turning softly out of view, and every star seemed made to shine for you.
You looked at me as if you understood the lonely roads behind me if you could. No words were needed, only one sweet smile, and suddenly my heart could rest a while.
The moonlight on your hands looked like silver on the sea, and every dream I lost before came walking back to me.
The moonlight in your eyes held a promise warm and true, that every road I'd ever known was leading me to you.
We walked along the garden after rain, while distant bells were singing through the lane. Your shoulder brushed against my trembling arm, and all my fears surrendered to your charm.
I told you of the years I spent alone, of empty rooms and letters never shown. You listened like an angel sent to hear the secret songs I hid from every ear.
The moonlight on your hands look like silver on the sea, and every dream I lost before came walking back to me.
The moonlight in your eyes held a promise warm and true,
That every road I'd ever known was leading me to you.
Summer passed and autumn softly came, but every season whispered still your name. The leaves were falling slowly to the ground, yet in your arms a springtime could be found.
We built our little world from simple things, from morning light and birds with folded wings, from cups of tea and laughter after tears, from loving more with every passing year.
There were days when life was hard to bear, when sorrow left its shadow everywhere. But you would take my hand and softly say, love is stronger than the darkest day.
And somehow all the clouds would drift apart, because your voice could calm my frightened heart. No storm was ever powerful enough to break the quiet miracle of love.
The moonlight on your hands looked like silver on the sea,
And every dream I lost before came walking back to me.
the moonlight in your eyes
Held a promise warm and true, that every road I'd ever known was leading me to you. Though the years have written on our skin,
but not upon the love we keep within.
for time may change the color of the sky,
but cannot dim the light inside your eyes.
I still remember how the night began, the way your fingers trembled in my hand, the garden path, the roses wet with rain, the moment joy returned to me again.
If I could live my life from start to end, and choose each road and every turn again, I would not change the sorrow or the blue, because every tear was bringing me to
If heaven keeps a book of tender days, of whispered vows and old forgotten ways, then every page I hope the angels see is filled with all you've meant to me.
The moonlight on your hands look like silver on the sea,
And every dream I lost before came walking back. There was an old station at the edge of town, where rusty tracks disappeared into the clouds. People came and left with hopeful eyes, chasing dreams beneath unfamiliar skies.
I used to sit alone on weathered wood, watching distant places like I always would,
Wondering if somewhere far beyond the rain
someone else was dreaming just the same.
Then one autumn afternoon you arrived, carrying a suitcase and a tired smile.
The wind was cold but somehow felt less gray the moment that you looked my way.
And suddenly the world grew still,
like time itself had lost its will.
Every noise became a faded sound when your eyes finally found mine.
We were the train we never missed, the chance that fate could not resist. Two wandering hearts on separate lines, meeting at the perfect time.
Every mile behind us led us here, through every hope and every fear. And all the roads we traveled through were leading me to you.
The seasons pass like pages in a book, filled with little moments only lovers notice.
The smell of coffee in the morning light, the way you'd laugh before saying goodnight.
The city changed around us year by year.
New faces came while old ones disappeared. But every change only revealed how strong a quiet love can feel.
Some evenings we'd walk beside the tracks, watching distant lights fade into black,
Speaking softly of the years ahead, the dreams we'd build and paths we'd tread.
and every promise carried in your voice
Reminded me that love is not a choice, It's something larger than we understand, a gentle force that takes your hand.
We were the train, we never missed the chance that fate could not resist. Two wandering hearts on separate lines, meeting at the perfect time.
Every mile behind us led us here, through every hope and every fear, and all the roads we traveled through were leading me to you. There were winters when the snow arrived too soon, covering every street beneath the moon.
And there were summers warm enough to stay
forever in our memories. Through every season, one thing stayed the same.
The way my heart still raced hearing your name,
The way your eyes could brighten any room,
like flowers breaking into bloom.
I never needed castles built of gold,
but stories grand enough for books to hold.
the greatest treasure I would ever see was you still standing next to me.
As years became decades passing by,
We watched our children chase their own blue skies, and every lesson life would teach them to began with love and ended with the truth.
that happiness is not some distant place.
It's finding someone who becomes your grace,
Someone who remains through every storm,
and keeps your spirit safe and warm. We were the train we never missed,
the chance that fate could not resist. Two wandering hearts on separate lines, meeting at the perfect time.
every mile behind us led us here, through every hope and every fear, and all the roads we traveled through were leading me to you.
Now silver threads are shining in your hair,
Like moonlight resting softly there, and
every line upon your face I see is
there's a little house beside the river, where the willow trees lean low, and every evening paints the water with a gentle golden glow.
I remember when we first arrived there, with two suitcases and a dream. The future felt so far away then, like a page we'd never seen.
The walls were bare, rooms were empty, the floorboards sang beneath our feet.
But Somehow in that humble shelter, life already felt complete.
We built our days from simple moments, morning coffee, evening rain,
and every laugh we shared together made that little house our name.
in the house by the river, where our hearts learned how to stay. Every season left a memory that time could not take away.
In the house by the river, where your hand was holding mine, every ordinary moment
Turned to something so divine. Spring would come with fields of flowers, blooming brightly by the shore,
and we'd sit beneath the old oak tree, dreaming of forevermore.
Summer brought its endless sunlight, children laughing down the lane, while the river kept on singing its familiar sweet refrain.
Autumn painted all the branches red and gold against the sky,
And we'd watch the leaves go dancing as another year went by. Winter came with quiet evenings, snowflakes resting on the ground.
yet the warmth inside our window was the safest place we'd found.
In the house by the river, where our hearts learned how to stay, every season left a memory that time could not take away.
In the house by the river, where your hand was holding mine,
Every ordinary moment turned to something so divine. There were years when life grew heavy and the road was hard to see, times when worry filled the silence like a restless winter sea.
but you'd stand beside the window, looking out across the rain.
And somehow just your presence made the sunlight shine again.
I remember every birthday every song.
Every photograph still waiting where the years have all belonged. The little marks upon the doorway, showing how our children grew,
are still there after all this time, just like my love for you.
Now the river keeps on flowing past the garden and the gate,
just as steady as the promise that was written into fate.
Silver now has touched our hairlines, and the years have moved along. Yet every time I hear your laughter, my heart still sings the same old song. In the house by the river, where our hearts learn how to stay. On a quiet street beneath September skies, I saw 1,000 questions in your eyes. The evening breeze was carrying a song, and somehow it felt like we'd known all along.
The city lights were glowing far away, like little stars that wandered down to stay. You stood beside me in the fading blue, and all the world became a shade of you.
The night was young, the moon was hanging low.
The river moved like silver far below,
and in that moment time forgot to run, as if our story had just begun.
we made a promise to the stars above,
to trust the simple miracle of love. No matter where the changing years would go, we'd keep this feeling burning in our soul.
that was the night we promised forever,
The night our hearts became one flame,
the night the whole world disappeared round us, and nothing ever felt the same.
that was the night we promised forever, beneath the sky of endless light. And every dream I've ever carried began to breathe that night.
The days rolled by like waves upon the shore, bringing us treasures we had never known before. Morning laughter drifting through the halls, and whispered conversations through the walls.
We learned that love was not a perfect thing. It wasn't diamonds, castles, crowns, or kings. It lived inside the ordinary days, the little moments hidden in our ways.
The way you'd brush the hair back from your face,
The way your smile could fill an empty place,
the way your hand would always find my own,
and make the coldest evening feel like home. Sometimes the road would bend and disappear.
Sometimes the future wasn't always clear,
But every storm that gathered overhead only brought us closer instead. That was the night we promised forever.
the night our hearts became one flame,
The night the whole world disappeared around us, and nothing ever felt the same. That was the night we promised forever, beneath a sky of endless light. And every dream I've ever carried began to breathe that night.
years became stories written on our skin, lessons about where we've been.
The photographs scrolled on the shelf, yet somehow love renewed itself.
I still remember every little detail,
The scent of rain, the sound of distant trains,
the way your voice would soften when you spoke, the way my heart awakened with your hope.
There were winters cold enough to test the soul,
and summers warm enough to make us whole.
There were tears that neither one could hide, but through it all you stayed right by my side.
The stars above have watched us through it all,
Every rise and every fall. And if they could speak, I know they'd say, some loves were always meant to stay.
that was the night we promised forever,
The night our hearts became one flame,
the night the whole world disappeared around us, and nothing ever felt the same.
That was the night we promised forever, beneath the sky of endless light. The evening painted colors on the sea. As you quietly sat beside me, the world was rushing somewhere far away, but in your eyes forever chose to stay.
The waves were telling stories to the shore, stories no one else had heard before. And every word the ocean seemed to say sounded like the love we found that day.
I never asked the stars to shine so bright.
I never asked the moon to light the night,
but somehow every wish I never knew was waiting patiently inside of you.
If time could stay for just a little longer,
I'd keep this moment safe within my heart.
if time could stay and never move beyond us,
We would never have to be apart. Every breath becomes a precious memory.
every touch becomes a masterpiece.
And if forever has a perfect meaning, it's you and me finding peace.
I remember little things nobody sees,
The way you hum along with melodies, the way you smile before you fall asleep, the promises your silent eyes still keep.
the world may celebrate its kings and queens, its grandest castles and impossible dreams,
But all the treasure I could ever need lives inside your heart so beautifully.
there were roads we never thought we'd find,
There were mountains we were forced to climb.
there were moments when the sky was cold and gray, yet your love always showed another way.
Like a lighthouse standing fearless in the storm, you became the place that kept me warm.
And every time the darkness closed around, you were the light that helped me stand my ground.
If time could stay for just a little longer, I'd keep this moment safe within my heart. If time could stay and never move beyond us, we would never have to be apart. Every breath becomes a precious memory.
Every touch becomes a masterpiece.
And if forever has a perfect meaning, it's you and me finding peace.
The years have written stories on our skin,
but they've never touched the love we hold within.
because some things grow stronger as they age,
like timeless poetry upon a page.
I still look at you the way I did before, the first time you walked through that open door.
The same surprise still dances through my soul,
knowing somehow you still make me whole.
sometimes at night when everything is still,
I listen to the silence on the hill,
and in that quiet space my heart can hear the reason I've been grateful every year.
It's not the grand adventures we have known,
or all the seeds together we have sown.
it's simply waking up and seeing you, and knowing every dream came true.
If one day all the rivers cease to flow,
and every flower forgets how to grow,
my love would still remain exactly here, untouched by distance, untouched by fear.
if all the stars abandoned every sky, and every bird forgot its song to fly, I'd still believe in everything we are,
Because your love became my guiding star. I was walking through a city made of strangers. Every face was just a shadow passing by. Every evening felt the same as all the others, just another lonely sunset in the sky.
Then I saw a little light behind a window, soft and golden in the falling evening rain. Something told me that my life was about to change, and I'd never be that lonely man again.
You were standing there beside the open curtain, with a smile that felt like home from far away.
Like a dream I'd somehow carried all my lifetime, without knowing it would find me one sweet day.
And suddenly the world began to slow down. All the noise and all the chaos disappeared.
For the first time in 1,000 restless moments, I found something I had always hoped was near.
You became the last light in the window when the darkness filled the streets outside. You became the quiet voice that whispered, everything will be all right.
You became the song my heart remembered,
Though I'd never heard the melody before, you became the reason I stopped searching for something more.
The years arrived like waves upon the shoreline, leaving memories scattered in the sand.
We built a life from ordinary moments, side by side and hand in hand.
There were mornings filled with laughter in the kitchen. There were evenings when we danced without a song.
There were countless little moments no one noticed, that became the place where love grew strong. I remember every season that we traveled, every road and every small forgotten town,
Every photograph still living in a drawer somewhere, every smile and every tear we handed down.
The world kept turning faster all around us, but somehow we never drifted far apart.
While everything was changing without warning,
You remain the center of my heart.
you became the last light in the window.
When the darkness filled the streets outside, you became the quiet voice that whispered, everything will be all right.
You became the song my heart remembered, though I'd never heard the melody before. You became the reason I stopped searching for something more.
Sometimes life would test the promises we'd made, sending storms across the plans we'd carefully drawn.
There were nights when hope seemed smaller than a candle, trying hard to keep its little fire on.
But every time the winds began to gather, you would take my trembling hand in yours,
And somehow all the fear inside me faded, like the ocean pulling back from distant shores.
No castle built of stone could ever match you, no treasure hidden deep beneath the sea.
For the richest thing I've ever held in my lifetime was your faith and trust in me.
Now the years have painted silver in our hair, and the mirror shows how quickly time can fly.
Yet whenever I look into your eyes, I still see the girl from long ago smiling back at mine.
The world may call it simple, small, or ordinary, but they're only seeing part of what is true.
Because the greatest story I could ever tell
begins and ends with you. You became the last light in the window when the darkness filled the streets outside. You became the quiet voice that whispered, there was a cafe on a quiet little street where strangers came and went but never seemed to meet. I sat beside the window almost every day, watching all the passing lives just fade away.
Then one morning, through the softly falling rain, you walked inside and nothing felt the same. The room was full of voices, full of sound, yet somehow you were all that I had found.
You smiled as if you'd known me all along, like you had heard the silence in my song.
And when you sat beside me for a while, the world grew warmer with your gentle smile.
I could spend 1,000 Sunday mornings watching sunlight dance across your face.
I could spend forever lost in wonder, finding heaven in your warm embrace.
Every heartbeat tells a different story. Every glance becomes a memory. And if love has any true definition, it's the way you always look at me.
We talked about the dreams we used to chase, about the roads that led us to this place, about the scars we carried through the years, and all the hidden reasons for our tears.
There was no need to hide behind a mask, no perfect answers anyone could ask. You saw the parts of me I feared to show, and somehow made them beautiful to know. The seasons changed outside our little town.
The leaves turned gold and slowly floated down.
Then winter came with frozen fields of white,
but your hand still felt like summer every night.
I could spend 1,000 Sunday mornings
listening to the rhythm of your voice,
in a world that's always rushing somewhere. Loving you remains my favorite choice. Every heartbeat tells tells a different story. Every kiss becomes a melody.
And if stars were made for any reason,
they were made to shine on you and me.
Sometimes life would bring its storms our way.
Dark clouds refusing simply to obey.
There were evenings when our hopes grew thin, and we forgot the strength we carried in.
But every time the sky became unclear, you'd take my hand and softly pull me near, reminding me that storms were passing things, and love was stronger than what trouble brings.
Years continued moving like a river flows, adding silver to our hair and wisdom to our souls.
Yet every wrinkle carried evidence of grace. 1,000 moments time could never erase.
I still remember every little thing, the way you'd laugh or softly start to sing,
the way you'd close your eyes when hearing rain,
or whisper that you'd choose me once again.
I could spend 1,000 Sunday mornings growing old beside your patient heart, watching every sunrise paint the heavens, knowing we were never far apart. Every heartbeat tells a different story. Every day reveals a brand new view.
And after all the roads I've ever traveled, my favorite destination has been you.
If someday all the clocks forget to turn, and every candle reaches its last burn,
if every photograph begins to fade, I'll still remember every promise made.
Because your love was never built from time,
it wasn't measured by a mountain we could climb.
it lived within the ordinary days, the quiet moments. The city lights were fading in the rain. Another lonely evening felt the same. I never thought a heart could start anew, until the night my eyes first met with you.
The crowded streets grew silent where we stood, and suddenly the world felt kind and good. A simple smile was all it took to see. A different life was waiting there for me.
I never knew that love could feel this way.
like finding sunlight in the month of May,
like hearing music in the pouring rain, and never wanting silence back again.
when the world was sleeping, you were dreaming next to me. When the stars stopped shining, you became my galaxy. Every road I traveled, every door I wandered through, was leading to a moment that would bring me back to you.
The years have left their footprints on our road. We've carried both our blessings and our load, through every storm that tried to pull apart the promises engraved within our hearts.
I watched your eyes through happiness and tears, and loved you more with every passing year. The beauty wasn't found in perfect days, but in the fact we stayed through all the ways.
There were winters cold enough to freeze the sun.
There were battles neither one of us had won.
Yet somehow every morning we survived, because your love kept all my hopes alive.
When the world was sleeping, you were dreaming next to me. When the stars stopped shining, you became my galaxy. Every road I traveled, every door I wandered through, was leading to a moment that would bring me back to you. Sometimes I sit and watch you from afar, still amazed by who you truly are. The gentle way you brighten every room, like flowers somehow learning how to bloom. You never asked for castles made of gold, or endless stories waiting to be told. You simply gave your heart so honestly, and that became the richest gift to me.
If I could paint the sky with all my love, I'd fill the night with silver clouds above,
and every moon would carry your sweet name, so all the world could know my heart's refrain.
I remember dances underneath the moon, believing every night had ended too soon, holding you while old piano melodies floated softly on the evening breeze.
Those memories remain like precious art, living safely in the chambers of my heart. No matter how the years continue on, their beauty never never fades, it's never gone. When the world was sleeping, you were dreaming next to me. When the stars stopped shining, you became my galaxy. Every road I traveled, every door I wandered through, was leading to a moment that would bring me back to you.
One day our hair may turn completely white, and we may walk a little slower through the night, but I will still reach gently for your hand and love you just the way I always planned.
The mirror may reveal the passing years, but not the love that carried us through tears. For time can touch the surface that we wear, yet never reach the bond we're holding there.
And when the evening of our lives appears, filled with memories gathered through the years,
we'll sit.
I remember that September evening glow, when the stars were dancing softly down below. You were standing by the river all alone, and somehow my restless heart had found its home.
The wind was singing secrets through the trees. Every moment moved as gently as a dream. I had searched 1,000 miles for something true, never knowing all along it would be you.
I was wandering through the shadows of my days,
trying hard to find a light within the haze.
Then I saw your smile and suddenly I knew life was waiting for a reason, and it was you.
Like a melody I thought I'd never hear, you erased every sorrow, every fear, and the silence of my lonely yesterdays turned into 1,000 bright and golden waves.
Forever in your eyes,
I see the world I've dreamed.
forever in your eyes,
I find the faith that leaves no doubt.
when the night becomes too long
And the road is hard to see,
your love will guide me home, just as it always has for me. Forever in your eyes,
the half will always stay.
forever in your eyes.
Till my last breath fades away.
Every morning when the sunlight fills the sky, I find another reason why I should try to become the man you always knew I'd be, the one who keeps your heart forever free.
Every moment that I spend here by your side
feels like standing where the ocean meets the tide.
Time may pass and seasons come,
but my love for you will never fade someday.
I can still recall the first time that we danced, like the world itself had paused inside a glance. All the music and the laughter disappeared, leaving only what our hearts had always heard.
Years may leave their silver traces in our hair,
yet the fire of this love will still be there.
Every wrinkle tells a story we have known, of a love that built a kingdom of its own. Forever in your eyes I see tomorrow shining bright. Forever in your eyes I find my shelter every night. When the storms begin to rise and the clouds conceal the blue, I will hold your hand forever, just as lovers always do.
There were times the road was rough beneath our feet,
moments life was less than gentle, less than sweet.
but together we discovered how to stand, finding strength within the touch of one more hand.
When the world became too noisy and too fast,
he would sit and watch the sunset slowly pass. In the silence we could hear our spirits sing, knowing love was more than just a fleeting thing.
if one day the stars should vanish from the sky,
and every river should eventually run dry,
I would still believe in every dream we made, for true love was never destined just to fade.
I have found 1,000 treasures through the years,
but none compare to all your smiles and all your tears. For they tell me you are human just like me, and that's the beauty of our destiny. Forever in your eyes,
I see the story of our
forever in your eyes,
the flame of endless love survives.
when the evening shadows fall
And the daylight slips away,
I'll be right beside you
at the ending of the day.
Take my hand and walk with me through every dawn. Promise me our song will carry on and on, though the years may move like waves upon the sea.
You'll forever be the heart inside of me. And if heaven grants another life someday, I would search 1,000,000 worlds to find your way. For no matter where the hands of fate may roam,
Your embrace will always be my only home. Forever in your eyes, I see